Hi, it's Debbie here. So today I want to be talking about how to prepare yourself or what to do before an IEP meeting comes. What is an IEP and how to prepare for it? This may go into a little bit of depth into details of what I'm about to share in this video. So I would definitely suggest that either to rewatch this video or take some notes as well, just to help yourself to be prepared for it. And I'm going to also be sharing some visual templates here and there to give you the idea of, and hope that it'll be helpful for you guys as you're moving on forward to this getting started. So what is an IEP? An IEP stands for an individual education plan. So for this individual education plan, every child has their own IEP set up, and no child's IEP plan is ever the same. Every child learns uniquely and differently in their own ways. And that with that kept in mind, into perspective, how do you get your child started into an IEP plan, right? The best way to go about it is that you can put a written notice or a written request, not notice. You add in a written request and you send it to your child's teacher that you want your child to be evaluated and to start an IEP plan. And what that teacher will do is that they will take that written request and they will send that to the school, so that this is specifically all in hand that the parent requested, for their child to be evaluated. Once they receive that, they have a time frame to do this whole evaluation. They will send someone into your child's classroom and basically kind of observe your child in the classroom of how they're doing, just to see like what they're doing, how they're doing academically, how they're behaving, what are they struggling in, and so forth. And that they will add all those details and information into an evaluation report. Once they compile like all that information into that, making an evaluation report, they will give that to the school, and the school will share that with you of the report that they have received. Now, once you in the school, go through the discussion of the evaluation report, you can agree or disagree of what is being reported and shared with you. Now, if there is a case scenario that for some reason you disagree with the evaluation report, you can put in a request for an IEE and to still get your child reevaluated and get in the stepping process. That will be shared and discussed in a separate video in the future of what is an IEE. And then moving on forward from that, once the evaluation is started, you need to prepare yourself of what needs to be done before an IEP meeting comes up. So there is a checklist, and I will put that visually on here in my video of that checklist, just to give you the visual perspective of what it may look like. You can tweak it, you can edit it or change it however to your needs. This is just a visual aspect of it, of what a checklist may look like, of what to check off on your list before an IEP meeting comes up. And then, so first on the list is starting off as an initial evaluation. So such as like once you get the evaluation started, for special education services for your child, the district is required to evaluate in every area of the suspected any disability and or whatever is needed and concerned for the child. Then, if they don't suspect any disability or of any concerns of that matter, it's your responsibility as a parent to bring it to their attention. Write it in a letter if you must, and gather up any papers and information from like either your child's pediatrician or any other specialist of where diagnosis that they may have of anything that has been added on to address it to the school's concern. Add it in there into the letter of your list of concerns to move forward. Why you want your child to get these special education services as needed and to be on the IEP plan. Once that is done in detail and you put in, I would also suggest that please share in every bit of detail specifically as possible of what you are observing as a parent either in your home or at your child's school, or what if your child goes to any type of therapies or services is needed outside of school. What is it that you are observing that they may need that you can definitely add on into the letter and address it to the school so that they can add it in there into their IEP portfolio. Then moving forward, you want to have write a parent concern letter. I would suggest to do this head on before the school even asks about, like, in the end of the meeting of like if you have any concerns for your child's issues. I would suggest just do it head on and write that email prior written notice and send that off to your in the email or letter for your IEP team, your teacher, whoever it may be. And that you will also bring it up in discussion during the meeting or after the meeting, or not after the meeting, but towards the end of the meeting, just to make sure that everything is addressed and included into your child's progress, plans of goals, and whatever issues to be head on. You want to make sure of that. And then once that is addressed, there's going to be a parent letter attachment that you can also add on to towards the end of the meeting of like which most days they would call this the prior written notice. If you agree to everything that has been said in the meeting and discussed with and added on for your child's IEP plan, you can go ahead and sign for it. But for any reason that you disagree on some things, please add it in there in the prior written notice of what is it that you disagree on, what needs to be changed, or what needs to be added on, suggested. If you have any suggestions of like to be able to help your child basically through in the school, give it out, those suggestions, write it down, those lists, and compile it for the team so that they can add on to their leverage of what they can work on with your child during the services as it's going on as needed. Once that is done, you can also once that is done, making the compile of list of suggestions, also before the meeting, make sure to discuss this also with your partner or your child's other parent, just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. You and the other parent be on the same page of what your concerns are, what is to be addressed, and just to make sure everything is clear, that you both agree on to be on the same page of what is to be expected of and discussed and to share in the IEP meeting. And for any other reasons that maybe you're just unsure of yourself, or you're just unsure or not unsure of what to ask, of any questions, or just not sure of what to expect from an IEP meeting, I would also suggest to get in touch base with the school district's advocate or parent mentor, and they can get with you and share details and discussion before your IEP meeting comes up of what is it that you need to expect, what questions to ask, and if you also want them to come with you to the IEP meeting, you have the right as a parent to invite whoever you wish to attend with you to IEP meeting. So you can definitely invite your parent mentor or a parent advocate, or IEP advocate, or a different type of specialist, or therapist, or ABA, or another parent involved to the IEP meeting, just so that you are prepared for that meeting and that you have your support system to back you up. And then with that in mind, make also a compiling list of your child's strengths and have the ideas set and ready in the paper or a note for yourself to add that on to your IEP meeting and give that as a leverage to your IEP team of what they can use from that to work on with your child in the classroom and the services. And then with that, also you can make a list of goals and strategies for that IEP meeting goals, or if your child is on the 504 plan, to address the accommodations and adjust to those things, adjust to the accommodations for your child's needs. And then also you want to rehearse that conversation that you want to discuss with the team, with the IEP team. Just rehearse it to yourself, or you can rehearse it with the other parent of how you want to go about and discussing during the IEP meeting. It's important and crucial that you rehearse that for yourself and how you're going to converse, how you're going to talk to them, and that you are clear and concise and you know what you're addressing during the IEP meeting. And then along with that, you can also do your research on the evaluation report. Add anything from that needs to be addressed into the IEP meeting, or just do your research in that eval report and do that. Do some little bit more research and maybe finding maybe some new strategies for your child's issues that you think is a good idea that the school can add on into the plan to work on towards the goals. And then as you're looking through that RSVP acceptance, to attending to the meeting that you are going to attend, you want to look at the list of names, and so you have the expectation of who is attending to the meeting. Have that ready so you know who is coming to the meeting and who you're going to be speaking with and who you want to invite and add on into that IEP meeting invitation. And then along with that, prepare also for yourself. If you have other children or other family members that you care for, just prepare of like maybe child care or a babysitter or a family member that can watch over your children, unless if they're school aged. If they go to a school, then maybe that may be a little bit easier. But definitely come play in hand that you want someone to watch over your other children so that you can be clear-minded and ready when you're attending to this IEP meeting. Then also put in a request of some time off from work if possible. I would suggest request a time off day before the IEP meeting, the day of the IEP meeting, and the day after. The day before, just so that you have your list and that you have the time to prepare yourself for it, and also in hand to prepare what you're going to wear to the meeting. Just maybe I would suggest just pick out an easier outfit that is clean, concise, and maybe professional, so that you don't have to stress and worry about what you're going to be wearing the day of the meeting. Then the day of the meeting, have a clear schedule, because it's going to be overwhelming. It's going to feel overwhelming, and it's going to be a lot of information that's going to be piled on for you, and you just want to be clear-headed and ready for that. And the day after the IEP meeting, you want to have a clear schedule for that, so that is your time to yourself, that is your time to de-stress and clear mind after the IEP meeting is over. Then once that IEP meeting is cleared, and after the IEP meeting is over, you want to create an after IEP meeting letter that you want to send to the IEP team leader and to those that you want to send it to in the IEP meeting list. Make that IEP letter just to be clear of like what has been discussed during the IEP meeting. You just want to make sure and have everything written down by list, that everything is what is said and is expected of you and what is expected of all the specialists and everybody on the team during that IEP meeting, and what their plan is, and just to make sure. And you want to do this as soon as possible after the meeting is over. Just have that written letter ready and to send it off to your IEP team, and that everything is as expected that you want it to be done and ready for and prepared and cleared with the set goals for your child's IEP plan. Then once that is all done, then you can decompress and then be ready on for the next meeting that's going to come on way later on in the months. I hope that all this detailed information was super helpful to you guys. If you have any suggestions or any questions that you want to let me know about, please add it into the comments and I will definitely get back to you guys about it. I'll see you guys later next time. Thanks.